Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and this video is a US election update. Okay, I have been doing predictions about the US election for a few years now. Finally, we're almost there. Okay, so still some battleground states that need to be decided, and it doesn't help when in Pennsylvania 300,000 votes have been held back by the post office and not scanned. So the law apparently says that they must be scanned, received and scanned by the election date 3rd of November, and the post office was just sitting on them. Okay, so this is just a dog's breakfast, isn't it? What can I say? That guy, Louis DeJoy, he now has a lot of explaining to do, and there will be numerous inquiries, no doubt. He needs to be pretty careful. He'll probably end up going to jail, but that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that psychically, okay? I'll just make that clear. We might do a video on that one time, see how many more of Trump's associates are going to jail, because it will go on and on now. I do believe that still, as I have done for the last 2 years, believe that Biden will be president. You can have a look at my video in April this year where I say Biden will be president in 2021. Okay, now I thought I'd just do a quick tarot reading on the state of the nation, so to speak. So let's go to the board and have a look. Okay, so I might ask the question, just to check in, I guess, about Biden becoming president. What are the energies around that, Biden becoming president? And going with that card there, closing my eyes, what do I see? I've got a lot of green here. Geez, wow. Well, we knew this logically, but I'm still surprised when I see things sometimes. A lot of money back in this guy. I think, I know people have to declare amounts that they donate over a certain amount and all that. It's almost like the corporations that were backing Trump pulled their money and they sort of switched sides several months ago or something like that. But I just see it's just forests and forests of money behind Biden. Okay, so the card that comes up, of course, is the Page of Pentacles, and that is good news about money. I guess it's all the advertising costs, because the advertising is hugely expensive, as you know. And so people switched allegiance. They left Trump and went to Biden, and that's really one of the foundations of Biden's win. Okay, so some unknowns in that. They were taking a bit of a risk, but also some knowns, some action, and it's all about, well, that's certainly something that was key, was the amount of money that Biden had. All right, let's look at the second card. I only do a 5-card spread, otherwise we'd be here all day. You know me, I don't like to do these really, really long readings or really, really long videos, because, you know, we're all busy. We've all got things to do. All right, second card around Biden being president. Actually, I remember I did do, I'm going to go for that one. I did do a video, and the words I said was, whoever's got the money wins. Okay, somebody brought up a good point and said, Trump's got Russian money. And I thought, well, I never thought about that. But whether he did or he didn't, he obviously didn't have enough money. And that's why he pulled his ads in Florida just 2 weeks before the election, because he couldn't afford to keep going, perhaps. Or maybe he knew he had Florida. And so spending money there when you don't have much money was a waste. So, you know, they pulled their ads, but they were pulling ads in other places as well. And they had burnt through a lot of money. Trump had a lot of money initially, but it was wasted and I don't think that the targeting was, too accurate in the beginning, and so yeah, they lost a lot of money. Okay, so close my eyes now. What do I see around Biden being president? Yeah, see, I can see 2021 there written in white light when I close my eyes, so it's still very likely. Ace of Cups, new beginnings in emotions, vitality, the flow of chi force, happiness even goes with it, brand new beginning, ace, starting a new cycle, the crown, okay. So that's looking very favourable. And let's have a look now. The third card for Biden being president. I do really feel quite strongly that Biden will get Pennsylvania too, by the way. I know that's not the most likely. They're talking about Nevada. What's that other one up there? Wisconsin. Yes, he got Wisconsin this morning. Yes, that's right. And Michigan, people are talking about Michigan and Nevada going to Biden, which is quite likely, I think, too. But I feel quite strongly about Pennsylvania going to Biden. Okay. Oh, and interestingly enough, you may remember this. I keep referring to this. Florida has been retained by Trump. Okay. So, all right, third card. Okay, going with that one, closing my eyes, a little red car. I see more cars, obviously, independence, how you get around in the world and that sort of thing. Red, of course, is a lot of activity, a shot in the arm, like that's an old saying, a shot in the arm, it's like an inoculation. It's like in the old days, that was thought to be a good thing. Not so much today. So it's like the Democrats are re-energised. And this little car I can see zipping here and zipping there, lots of errands, lots of busyness and activity. They've got a lot to do. I feel like they're going to make a huge number of changes. Like it'll be almost like more than ever before. A whole lot of new laws coming in, especially around the conduct of elections, because there's been so much shonkiness in this election. Not only was there the 300,000 votes held back in Pennsylvania, there was a couple of other states as well, but the numbers weren't anywhere as large. So I think somebody found in DC 4 dozen ballots that had been hidden. I mean, it didn't, what a stupid thing. It's not going to make a difference in DC. It's going to be Democrat no matter what. So, I mean, who'd risk their job for that, for 4 dozen votes, and hiding for 4 dozen votes? Just crazy. But yeah, a couple of other things like that. And I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning and I was very concerned about the machines, the voting machines. I thought, I think they've been tampered with. And or something's happening with the machine, so I had to get up out of bed because it was really bothering me, and go and hunt. And I found in Georgia, apparently when some people were clicking Democrat, it would default to the Republican Party, and so some different voters from different places came forward and said this is what had happened to them. Apparently, those machines were removed, but who knows how many people got caught thinking they're voting for the Democrats and the machine just defaults, and it's a software thing. And so how do we know Russians aren't tapping into the, the machine's software or something like that? We don't really know, do we? Okay. Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. Okay, Pentacles is about money and possessions, and you'll see here there's a mountain at the back, so there's challenges, and there's there's money missing. I just heard money missing. Okay, so what they're going to do, that's part of these new laws. They're going to go through different departments, well, probably all departments, and they're going to find that money has been siphoned off and it's missing. And where is it? It'll be a bit like the pandemic playbook that disappeared when there were 60 people in the room, saw it being handed over to the Republican Party, and this pandemic playbook that had all of the things to do they'd worked on for months. The Obama team had worked on this for months, and it's just disappeared now. It's a bit like that. There's lots of money missing. It's going to come out. Okay, so anyway, so there's a narrow gorge here, and there's challenges around finding this missing money, but there is a pathway through the middle. And the other thing, it's going to take time. This is all not going to be rectified in 5 minutes. It's the same as the COVID disaster. You know, so many, it's over 230,000. I haven't checked for about a week. It's probably 240,000 or something like that now. And there's excess deaths on top of that. This is not going to be fixed quickly, but it will be, you know, they're going to go through it, and it will be dealt with, so that additional measures will be put in place. Perhaps you'll have situations where there's hot zones, they'll go into lockdown, not the whole state, for example, going into lockdown, but hot zones will be going into lockdown or something like that. That's what we do here in Australia. So I just get around this. Very super diligent, responsible people in all types of industries that are working away to uncover the fraud. Okay, fraud. Looking at Biden being the next president of the USA. Okay, closing my eyes now. What do I get? Yeah, so I see a lot of coins, silver coins. That always means change and transformation and the feminine. Silver is the colour of the divine feminine. Now, I did have a dream. My last video I did yesterday, the R-rated US election, I think it's called. So, you know, if you're easily offended, probably don't watch that video. If, you know, anything to do with sex bothers you, don't watch. Okay, the divine feminine was in that video, and I'm just getting the flash of that. So she's there and she's operating, and she becomes stronger than ever. There are problems with the Democratic Party, as I've said to you before. I'm not a Democrat, as people accuse me of being. I'm just not. I mean, I vote independent. We don't have the Democrat Party in Australia. And anyway, but the divine feminine is working through the Democrats. It's not perfect, okay? She has difficulty working with them, but she is working with them. That's the point, okay? She's doing a lot better there than she is with the GOP. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands. It's all about conflict. You're going to see a lot of conflict over the next few weeks. If we did this by time, this would be around perhaps the 3rd to 4th week, of November. So 3 weeks away from, maybe 2 to 3 weeks away from now, there's going to be some major conflict. You'll see all this action being taken, these baseball bats in the background. These things are on fire, but they've gone out. She's putting a hand up and she's asserting herself, and she's saying no. She's rising to the challenge, okay? So that'll happen. I imagine that's to do with the Supreme Court and the litigation. Look, I really feel that'll be dealt with quite quickly. I don't think it's going to go on for months and months or anything like that. I did say in my previous video that it would probably be dealt with by the end of November, first week of December, or in December, early December at the latest. Okay, Joe Biden being president. What do I see about that? Okay, going with that. Okay, so I've got some doors opening up in front of me. These are wardrobe doors, they're full of clothes. Okay, Joe Biden is changing his image. He's removing some old clothes and putting on some new clothes, like different suits. We probably won't notice it. This is metaphorical, this is not literal, although he probably will get new suits to be the president. But that's what it's all about. His identity is changing. Okay, so He's, stepping up, to another level, and whether or not we see new suits or not is by the by. He probably will buy some new suits. The card that comes out is the Wheel of Fortune. I have this card on my wall. I had it blown up into a wall mural, and it's beautiful. It's all about the changes that we go through. It's about karma. It's about destiny. And the Wheel of Fortune turns. So, we all have our day in the sun, and we all go through the rainstorms as well. It's just a matter of timing, isn't it, as to when it happens. Biden is living out his destiny. He was destined to do this. Okay, so I'm just going to close my eyes now, or before I do, I've got Pentacles, Cups, Pentacles, Wands, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and it ends on the Wheel of Fortune, so it's destined to be. Okay, so I'm going to close my eyes now and see what I can see for everybody. I just wanted to do this video because I know everybody's, this is a nail-biting finish, and everybody's really on edge and they want to know what's going to happen. And we may have some results later today. If you're in Australia, if you're in the US, it'll probably be tomorrow. But Pennsylvania, we probably won't know till Friday in Australia, Thursday in the US. Okay, so I'm seeing now a lot of very sad people walking down a road in a storm. It's a bit like the end of the world. Please, 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 if you are so desperately upset, please seek help. I feel like there'll be suicides or accidents or something, people dying because of the results. Like they'll kill themselves because other people will be saying, I'm leaving the US, I'm going to go and live in Canada. If you go and live in Canada, you're going to get quite a shock because it's far more, I'm not saying this from a spiritual perspective, just my own opinion, and I've only been to Canada once, so, I'm no expert on Canada, but I think it's more egalitarian than the US. If you go up there, some of you may get a shock. Now, what do I see? I see a kingdom in the sky. It's like I'm in the Himalayas, and I'm right up the top of the mountain, like on the top of the mountains. I see there's monasteries, and I see other buildings built on top of mountains, and the air is very thin but very spiritual, and it's like a kingdom in the sky. And now I feel like it's descending down to earth. It's been up there for a long time, and it's like people have been trying to bring this down to earth, but just wasn't time. And so this kingdom will be ushering in a whole new way of life in the US. It's coming. And now I see Joe Biden with a gold medallion around his neck. It has a red sort of strap around his neck with gold, and this big gold medallion, and it's like first prize. And spiritually, it's like angels literally put this around his neck. Don't freak out because he's a Catholic, okay? They have their own dogma and their own rules, just like all religions, all organised man-made religions have their own dogma and their own rules. But my husband, who is a Catholic, he's not a practicing Catholic, he's Italian, so he was brought up in the Catholic Church. And he had somebody say to him yesterday that he wasn't a Christian because he was Catholic. And it's like the Catholics follow the Bible. If you go to church, you go to a Catholic church, the Bible is there, and the priest does read from the Bible when he does his service. And so, it's not that much different, the Catholic faith, to, any other sort of faith. They're all, there's always man-made rules in there. So the angels are here, and they've put this on Joe Biden's neck, and it's like people shaking hands with him, of course that's going to happen, congratulating and celebrations as well. congratulating him. Yeah. Okay, anything else? What's this book? Okay, so is this Joe Biden opening his book of life? And, you know, he's a fair way into his book of life, obviously, like getting towards the end. And the pages are blank, and he's writing in the pages himself. So that says to me that when you've got blank pages in your book of life, that means there's no karma, like you've released the karma you have to, and then you can write your own story of your life. And that's what he's doing. He's free to write his own story. This was a great big huge challenge that he had to overcome, and that's what he's done. Yes, well, he said he's only going to be here for one term. I do believe that's true. He won't be around for a long time, but he will be around for a good time. And it's all about setting up his vice president, Kamala Harris, and she will be the new president in 2024. But that's not certain. That's just a little vibe. It's a small vibe that I'm feeling at the moment. Okay, I would need to do a proper full reading closer to the date, because 4 years, anything could happen, to be quite honest with you. Okay, so that's it. Please leave me a comment. If you're really upset, please get some rescue remedy or Australian bushflower essences. They will really help you if you're feeling anxious or nervous, or you're upset about the US elections. Okay, try and write your feelings down in a book and get them out and vent them in a healthy, safe way. Okay, if you're new, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell right now. Thank you very much, everyone, for your likes, your comments, and your shares. Okay, have a great day, and I'll be starting the December horoscopes very soon. Okay, thanks again, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.